Hi everyone, I am Avşar and I'm a graduate student in Middle East Technical University. So in this presentation, I will present you the results of my thesis work that we carried out to understand if the black tie of the Great Tits are functioning as a signal in territorial interactions. So plumage ornaments are secondary sex traits and they can carry information about various things like health status, parasite load, and the parental ability, and here is a good example of it. So if we come to the ornamentation of great tits, we see usually the carotenoid-based and melanin-based plumage traits are studied very well. So we know that orange and yellow color are because of the carotenoid-based traits, and carotenoid is nutritionally uptaken, while melanin-based traits producing black, brown, and reddish color, such as the black tie of the great tits, and it is de novo synthesized. And black tie, so if we come to the function of the black tie, so we know that in wintering birds, it brings the larger black tie brings dominance and priority for resources, and also in territorial birds, it has been shown that the larger tie males are more active in nest defense. So we asked the question, what about the territorial defense? Would it be also effective in territorial defense, and would the receivers respond differently to the models with varying black tie sizes? So to answer this question, we prepared three types of models. So the first model was the control one. It is a negative control. So we expected to see a different response to this model compared to these ones, and we made this because we just wanted to see if our narrow and wide models are perceived as the greatest, and also we had four replicates for each narrow and wide model, so just to decrease the effects of pseudo replication, and these experiments were playback experiments actually. We placed these narrow control or wide models with a speaker, and we gave a song of a great tit that is distant at least 1 kilometer away for each individual, and we also checked the post playback situation. This recorded the behavior of these individuals, and we reached 20 individual in this experimental design, and it was a paired design, so each subject received each condition on consecutive days in randomized order. So we carried out this study in Middle East Technical University campus. So our campus has a very large forest actually, which is not seen in this map, and also there are like university facilities, and this allows us to have an urban-rural gradient. And here on the campus in the forest, we have nest boxes, there are natural cavities, and there are other cavities like human-made structures, buildings, or lampposts. So in summary, for each individual we made three trials using this control narrow and wide tie model, and the models to be used and the playback stimuli was randomly selected. Also we used a different stimuli for each individual. So in this study, we used flight rate, time spent within 1 meter, and the closest approach as the aggressive response indicators, because they were shown to be as the good predictors of physical attacks in previous studies, and there was strong correlation between these variables, and we performed the principal component analysis to just make a single unit, a single measure of aggression, and principal component 1 explained the 60% of the variance, and we have taken these as aggression scores and used it in the later analysis. And also we know that song rate is negatively correlating with the aggression in Great Tits. This is a study we have done with Great Tits before. So when we come to the results, and there is no effect of condition on aggressive behavior, and we were expecting to see this between narrow and wide tie models, but this is the control and it's the negative control, so we didn't expect to see similar aggression levels against the control model. So we will talk about this later in discussion. And also we didn't see the effect of condition on song rate, and basically song rate was similar through all conditions. So in our previous study with Great Tit in 2020, we have seen that song rate negatively correlates with aggression. And here, in the narrow tie and wide tie conditions, it is negatively correlating with the aggression scores. But in the control one, it's positively correlating, interestingly. And we have seen an opposite situation in the control case. So this was a two-way interaction of aggression scores and condition, and I will talk about this in the discussion. So in the study, there was no difference in aggression when our subjects are opposed to wide and narrow type conditions. So first, this can be because of the territoriality. So this was proposed earlier by researchers. Territoriality might override the tie area dominance relation, but unfortunately, we couldn't observe a discrimination between control model and Great Tit models. So there is an uncertainty about the perception of 3D models as Great Tits, because we use this negative control, the monochrome gray model, to see if they will perceive the Great Tit models as Great Tits. And also, we don't know the subject's tie area, so this might be a point, because this could change something in the study, because we know that Great Tits are with this accept the opponent's dominant when the opponent's tie area is larger than themselves. So this might be a point. And also, song rate positively correlates with aggression in the control condition. So we don't know, actually. We don't have an explanation for this, but the control model, the gray model, could be weird for them, and they may be acting weird also. And 3D models are useful tools, but the control is necessary, it's obligatory, and we had a modest sample size, unfortunately. This is partly because of the COVID-19 restrictions during our study period, but yeah, it was the only the sample size we could achieve. So thank you for your listening, and thank you for this opportunity. And I would like to thank to Dr. Ulaş Yaman for the printing of 3D models, and my dear friends Sude Uysalar and Buse Uysalar for the painting of the models. Also, I would like to thank to my university, Middle East Technical University, and Tibitak and Bagep for their contribution to this study.